section B, which has very short answer type questions of 2 marks each. The king, queen, and ace of clubs and diamonds are removed from a deck of 52 playing cards, and the remaining cards are shuffled. A card is drawn randomly from the remaining cards. Find the probability of getting a card of clubs and a red colored card. Number of cards removed is 6. So total number of remaining cards is 46. Now number of cards of club left is 13 minus 3, that is 10. Number of red colored cards left would be 26 minus 3, that is 23. So probability of getting a card of clubs is 10 upon 46, which is 5 upon 23. And probability of getting a red colored card would be 1 by 2. If two tangents inclined at an angle of 60 degree are drawn to a circle of radius 3 centimeter, then find the length of each tangent. Now angle APO would be equal to angle CPO, each equal to 30 degrees. OA is perpendicular to AP because tangents at any point of a circle are perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Now in right angle triangle OAP, tan 30 degree would be OA upon AP. That means 1 by root 3 is equal to 3 upon AP, which gives us AP as 3 root 3. Now AP and CPU are equal because tangents drawn from an external point are equal in length. Therefore, both the tangents are of length 3 root 3 centimeter. Now we have to prove that the tangents drawn at the ends of a diameter of a circle are parallel. Let AB be diameter of the given circle. Let PQ and RS be the tangent lines drawn to the circle at points A and B respectively. Now AB is perpendicular to PQ and AB is also perpendicular to RS because tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Now these are alternate angles and both are equal to 90 degree. Now when alternate angles are equal, the lines are parallel to each other. Therefore PQ is parallel to RS. Find the ratio in which the point P, coordinates minus 4 and 6, divides the line segment joining the points A, coordinates minus 6 and 10, and point B, coordinates 3 and minus 8. Now let the point P divide the line in the ratio of k is to 1. Now P of xy is given by m1 into x2 plus m2 into x1 upon m1 plus m2 and m1 into y2 plus m2 into y1 upon m1 plus m2. Substituting the given values, we get minus 4 is equal to 3k minus 6 upon k plus 1 and 6 is equal to 10 minus 8k upon k plus 1. Let's divide both the equations. We get minus 4 by 6 is equal to 3k minus 6 upon 10 minus 8k, which gives k as 2 upon 7. Therefore, the ratio in which the given point divides the line segment joining the points A and B is 2 by 7 is to 1, or we can say 2 is to 7. Prove that the points 3, 0, 6, 4 and minus 1, 3 are the vertices of an isosceles triangle. We know that the distance is given by square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Substituting the given values, we get length of AB as 5 units, length of AC as 5 units again. Therefore, length of AB is equal to length of AC, and hence the given points are the vertices of an isosceles triangle. If alpha and beta are zeros of the polynomial 5x square minus 6x plus 1, then find the values of alpha plus alpha beta. Now, in the given equation, A is 5, B is minus 6, and C is 1. Now, alpha plus beta, sum of roots is given by minus B upon A, so it will be 6 upon 5. And product of roots is given by C upon A, so it will be 1 upon 5. Now, alpha plus alpha beta would be 6 by 5 plus 1 by 5, which is 7 by 5. Now, we need to evaluate 2 tan 30 into sec 60 into tan 45 upon 1 minus sine square 60. Substituting the values, we get thus it is 16 upon root 3 or 16 root 3 upon 3. We have to prove that tan theta minus cot theta upon sine theta cos theta is equal to sec square theta minus cosec square theta. Now, tan theta is sine theta upon cos theta and cot theta is cos theta upon sine theta. So, we get sine square theta minus cos square theta upon sine square theta cos square theta. Let's split both the terms. We get sine square theta upon sine square theta cos square theta minus cos square theta upon sine square theta cos square theta. So we get 1 upon cos square theta minus 1 upon sine square theta. Thus, sec square theta minus cosec square theta, which is equal to the right hand side. A sector is cut from a circle of radius 21 centimeter. The central angle of the sector is 150 degrees. Find the length of the arc of the sector and the area of the sector. We are given that radius is 21 centimeter and theta is 150 degrees. We have to find the length of the arc of the sector and the area of the sector. Now, length of the arc is given by the formula L is equal to 2 pi r into theta upon 360 degrees. Let's substitute the given values. We get L is equal to 2 into 22 by 7 into 21 into 150 upon 360, which gives L as 55 centimeter. Moving on to the next part, area of the sector is given by pi r squared theta upon 360 degrees. That means 22 by 7 into 21 into 21 into 150 upon 360, which gives us 577.5 centimeters squared. Thus, the length of the arc of the sector is 55 centimeter and the area of the sector is 577.5 centimeter squared. We have to prove that root 3 is an irrational number. Let's assume the contrary. That is, let's assume that root 3 is a rational number. That means root 3 is equal to p by q, where p and q are co-prime integers and q is not equal to 0. This implies that 3 is equal to p square upon q square. Or we can say p square is 3 times q square. That means 3 is a factor of p square. Or we can also say that it is a factor of p. Therefore, p is 3 times m, where m is any integer. Now, from 1, we get 9m square is equal to 3q square. Or we can say q square is equal to 3m square. Thus, 3 is a factor of q square and thus it is also a factor of q. From 2 and 3, we get that 3 is a common factor of both p and q. Now, this contradicts our supposition that p and q are co-primes. Therefore, root 3 is an irrational number. Prove that root 2 plus root 3 whole square is an irrational number. We are given that root 6 is an irrational number. Now expanding the whole square, we get root 2 square plus root 3 square plus 2 times root 2 times root 3, because a plus b whole square we know is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Hence we get 2 plus 3 plus 2 root 6, which is 5 plus 2 root 6. Now let's assume the contrary. Let's assume that 5 plus 2 root 6 is a rational number. That means it is equal to a by b, where a and b are co-primes and b is not equal to 0. That means 2 root 6 is equal to a by b minus 5, or we can say it is equal to a minus 5b upon b. Now root 6 would be equal to a minus 5b upon 2b. That means root 6 is rational. However, we are given that root 6 is irrational. That means our assumption is wrong, and hence 5 plus 2 root 6 is irrational. This is what we had to prove. Three unbiased coins are tossed simultaneously. Find the probability of getting at least one head, exactly one tail, and two heads and one tail. Now, when three unbiased coins are tossed, the total number of events would be 2 raised to the power 3, that is 8. So let's make the sample space. That would be your sample space. Now the probability of getting at least one head. So the favorable outcomes are the ones marked in blue. That means 7 out of 8. So the probability would be 7 on out of 8. Now number of favorable scenarios for getting exactly one tail is 3. That means the probability is 3 by 8. And the probability of getting two heads and one tail would also be 3. So the probability would be 3 on 8. Prove that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. The tangents drawn to a circle from an exterior point are equal in length. Therefore, AP is equal to AS, BP is equal to BQ, CR is equal to CQ, and DR is equal to DS. Now adding 1, 2, 3, and 4, we get AP plus BP plus CR plus DR is equal to AS plus BQ plus CQ plus DS. Now let's regroup them. Now AP plus BP gives us AB, CR plus DR gives us CD, and AS plus DS gives us AD, and BQ plus CQ gives us BC, which means AB plus CD is equal to AD plus BC. Now AB is equal to DC because these are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. Similarly, AD is equal to BC. That means twice of AB is equal to twice of AD, or we can say AB is equal to AD, and which is also equal to BC and CD. That means all the four sides are equal, and hence this is a rhombus. Therefore, the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. If the sum of the first 14 terms of an AP is 1050 and the first term is 10, find the 20th term and the nth term. So we are given S14 is 1050, N is 14, and A is 10. Sn is given by n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times t. Substituting the given values, we get this. From here, we can calculate the value of d, which comes out as 10. Now an is given by a plus n minus 1 times d. Substituting the given values, we get an is equal to a20 is equal to 200. So this is what we needed to find. A20, which is 200, and an, which is a plus n minus 1 times d. The first term of an AP is 5. The last term is 45, and the sum of all the terms is 400. Find the number of terms and the common difference of the AP. So we are given that the first term, that is A, is 5, the last term, that is L, is 45, and sum of n terms, that is Sn, is equal to 400. Now we have to find the number of terms, which is n, and the common difference d. Sum of first n terms is given by n by 2 times A plus L. Substituting the given values, we get n equal to 16. So the number of terms is 16. Now an is given by a plus n minus 1 times d. Substituting the given values, we get d is equal to 8 upon 3. Therefore, number of terms is 16 and the common difference is 8 upon 3. In the given figure, triangle FEC is congruent to triangle GDB and angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Prove that triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC. We are given that triangle FEC is congruent to triangle GDB and therefore EC is equal to BD by CPCT. Now we are also given that angle 1 is equal to angle 2, which means AD is equal to AE because sides opposite to equal angles are equal. Now from 1 and 2, we get AE upon EC is equal to AD upon BD. This means DE is parallel to BC by the converse of basic proportionality theorem. That means angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4 because these are corresponding angles when DE is parallel to BC. Now in triangle ADE and triangle ABC, angle A is common, angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4 we just proved, and therefore triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC by AA similarity criteria. Sides AB and AC and median AD of a triangle ABC are respectively proportional to sides PQ and PR and median PM of another triangle PQR. Show that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Now we are given that AB upon PQ is equal to AC upon PR is also equal to AD upon PM. And we have to prove that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Now produce AD to E so that AD is equal to DE and join CE. Now produce PM to N such that PM is equal to MN and then join RN. Now in triangle ABD and triangle CDE, AD is equal to DE by construction. BD is equal to DC because AD is the median. And angle ADB is equal to angle CDE because these are vertically opposite angles. Therefore, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CED by SAS criteria of congruence. This implies that AB is equal to CE by CPCT. Similarly, PQ is equal to RN. Now, AB upon PQ is equal to AC upon PR is also equal to AD upon PM. We are given that. Since AB is equal to CE and PQ is equal to RN, we just proved we can say that CE upon RN is equal to AC upon PR is also equal to AD upon PM. That means CE upon RN is also equal to twice of AD upon twice of PM. Now twice of AD is AE and twice of PM is PN. Therefore, triangle ACE is similar to triangle PRN by SSS similarity criteria. This implies that angle 2 is equal to angle 4 by CPCT. Similarly, angle 1 is equal to angle 3 again by CPCT. Adding these two, we get angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 3 plus angle 4. Or we can say that angle A is equal to angle P. Now, in triangle ABC and PQR, AB upon PQ is equal to AC upon PR, we are given that. And we just proved that angle A is equal to angle P. Therefore, the triangles are similar by SAS similarity criteria. This is what we had to prove. Find the value of k for which the quadratic equation k plus 1 times x squared minus 6 times k plus 1 times x plus 3 times k plus 9 is equal to 0, where k is not equal to minus 1 has real and equal roots. Now comparing the quadratic equation with ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we get a as k plus 1, b as minus 6 times k plus 1, and c as 3 times k plus 9. Now roots are given by minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. For roots to be real and equal, the discriminant should be equal to 0. That means b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. Substituting the respective values of a, b, and c, we get minus 6 times k plus 1 whole square minus 4 times k plus 1 times 3 times k plus 9 is equal to 0. Solving for k, we get, not taking 12 times k plus 1 common from both the terms, we get this because k plus 1 is not equal to minus 1. This is given and hence k plus 1 is not equal to 0, which implies that 3 times k plus 1 minus k plus 9 is equal to 0. This means 3 times k plus 1 is equal to k plus 9 and hence k is equal to 3. Thus, for k equal to 3, the given quadratic equation has real and equal roots. Thank you. Have a nice day. The age of a man is twice the square of the age of his son. 8 years hence, the age of the man will be 4 years more than 3 times the age of his son. Find their present ages. Let the present age of the son be x years. Therefore, the present age of father would be 2x square years. 8 years hence, son's age would be x plus 8 and father's age would be 2x square plus 8 years. Now 2x square plus 8 would be equal to 3 times x plus 8 plus 4 because we are given that 8 years hence the age of the man will be 4 years more than 3 times the age of his son. Solving for x, we get, now splitting the middle term, we get 2x plus 5 times x minus 4 is equal to 0, which gives us x as 4 because x cannot be negative. Therefore, the current age of the child is 4 years and the current age of the father is 2 times 4 square, which is 32 years. From a window 15 meters high above the ground in a street, The angles of elevation and depression of the top and the foot of another house on the opposite side of the street are 30 degrees and 45 degrees respectively. Find the height of the opposite house. Use root 3 equal to 1.732. Let the window be at P at a height 15 meter above the ground. Let the height of the house is h meters. That means dq is h minus 15. Refer to the diagram here. Now in triangle PQC, tan 45 degree is PQ upon QC, which means that 1 is equal to PQ upon 15, which means PQ is 15 meters. Now, in triangle PDQ, tan 30 degree would be DQ upon PQ, which means 1 upon root 3 is h minus 15 upon 15, which gives us h as 5 times 3 plus root 3. Substituting the value of root 3 as 1.732 as given, we get h is equal to 23.66 meters. Thus, the height of the house is 23.66 meters. Thank you. Subscribe for more. Glass was 5.6 centimeter, but the bottom of the glass had a hemispherical raised portion which reduced the capacity of the glass. If the height of the glass was 10 centimeter, find the apparent capacity and the actual capacity of the glass. We are given that the inner diameter is 5.6 centimeter and the height is 10 centimeter. The inner radius of the glass would be 5.6 by 2, that is 2.8 centimeter. The apparent capacity of the glass would be pi r square h, which is the volume of a cylinder, since the glass is in the shape of a cylinder. So, substituting the given values, we get the apparent capacity as 246.4 centimeter cube. The actual capacity of the glass would be the apparent capacity minus volume of the hemispherical portion. The volume of the hemispherical portion is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Substituting the given values, we get 45.99 centimeter cube. Therefore, we know that the apparent capacity is 246.4 and the volume of the hemispherical portion is 45.99 centimeter cube. Therefore, the actual capacity of the glass would be the difference of these two, which is 200 centimeter cube. This question was also part of the CBSE board exam 2024. A garden is in the shape of a square. The gardener grew saplings of Ashoka tree on the boundary of the garden at the distance of 1 meter from each other. He wants to decorate the garden with rose plants. He chose a triangular region inside the garden to grow plants. In the above situation, the gardener took help from the students of class 10. They made a chart for it which looks like the given figure. Based on the above, answer the following questions. If A is taken as the origin, what are the coordinates of the vertices of triangle PQR? Well, plotting it on the graph, you will see that P is 4, 6, Q would be 3, 2, and R is 6, 5. So the coordinates of the vertices of triangle PQR are P is 4, 6, Q is 3, 2, and R is 6, 5. Next part is find the distance PQ and QR. Now distance is given by this formula. Substituting the given values, we get PQ is equal to square root of 17. Similarly, QR is equal to square root of 18. Although it is not asked, but let's calculate PR also because it will be required for the last part of the question. So PR is equal to root 5. Moving on to the next question. Find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining points P and R in the ratio 2 is to 1 internally. Let the coordinates of the required point be x, y. So the coordinates would be given by the formula mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n is the x coordinate, and my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n would be the y coordinate. Substituting the given values, we get 2 into 6 plus 1 into 4 upon 2 plus 1 is x coordinate, and 2 into 5 plus 1 into 6 would be upon 2 plus 1 would be y coordinate. Therefore, 16 by 3 and 16 by 3 are the x and y coordinates respectively. Now the last part says find out if the triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. So we found out that PQ is root 17, QR is root 18 and PR is root 5. Therefore, triangle PQR is not an isosceles triangle. Activities like running or cycling reduce stress and the risk of mental disorder like depression. Running helps build endurance. Children develop stronger bones and muscles and are less prone to gain weight. The physical education teacher of a school has decided to conduct an inter-school running tournament in his school premises. The time taken by a group of students to run 100 meter was noted as follows. Based on the above, answer the following questions. First is, what is the median class of the given data? This is the time and the number of students, that is frequency, which is given. This would be the cumulative frequency which we calculated. This means sigma fi is 40, n by 2 would be 20. The class that contains the number next to 20, that is 31, is 40 to 60. Therefore, this is our median class. Therefore, 40 to 60 is the median class of the given data. Let's see the next part now. Find the mean time taken by students to finish the race. These are the class intervals. This is the class mark. Let's take A as the middlemost term, which is 50. Di is xi minus A and ui is di upon h. This is the frequency which is given. Let's find out FIUI. Now, sigma FIUI would be minus 14. Sigma Fi is 40. And mean is given by A plus H times sigma FIUI upon sigma Fi. So, here we go. Mean is 43. Therefore, 43 seconds is the mean time taken by students to finish the race. Next part says, find the mode of the given data. The highest frequency is 13. Hence, the modal class is 40 to 60. The lower limit of the modal class is 40. Now, the frequency of 13 is our F1 and hence 10 is F0 and 6 is F2. Now, mode is given by L plus F1 minus F0 upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 times H. Therefore, it is 40 plus 13 minus 10 upon 2 times 13 minus 10 minus 6 into 20, which gives us 46. 46 seconds is the mode of the above given data. The last part is how many students took time less than 60 seconds. So it will be 8 plus 10 plus 13 because all of them took time less than 60 seconds. Therefore, a total of 31 students took time less than 60. SL World is one of India's largest amusement parks that offers a diverse range of thrilling rides, water attraction, and entertainment options for visitors of all ages. The park is known for its iconic Water Kingdom section, making it a popular destination for family outings and fun filled adventure. The ticket charges for the park are rupees 150 per child and rupees 250 per adult. On a day, the cashier of the park found that 300 tickets were sold and an amount of rupees 55,000 was collected. Based on this, answer the following questions. If the number of children visited be X and the number of adults visited be Y, then write the given situation algebraically. We are given that the number of children visited is X and the number of adults visited is Y. Number of tickets collected is 300. That means the sum of X and Y is 300. The amount collected is rupees 55,000. That means 150 times X plus 250 times Y is equal to 55,000. Reducing it by dividing it with 50, we get 3x plus 5y is 1100. Now let's see the next part. How many children visited the amusement park that day? Using equation x plus y equal to 300, we get y is equal to 300 minus x. Now putting it in 3x plus 5y is equal to 1100, we get 3x plus 5 times 300 minus x is equal to 1100. Or we can say that means x is 200. That means the number of children that visited the amusement park that day was 200. Let's see the next part now. How many adults visited the amusement park that day? Using the same equation, we get, now putting this in 3x plus 5y equal to 1100 again, we get 3 times 300 minus y plus 5y is 1100. That means y is 100. The number of adults that visited the amusement park that day was 100. Let's see the next part now. How much amount will be collected if 250 children and 100 adults visit the amusement park? Now, price of one ticket per child is rupees 150 and the price of one ticket per adult is rupees 250. Number of children is 250 and the number of adults is 100. That means the total amount collected that day would be 150 times 250 plus 250 times 100, which is equal to 62,500. The total amount collected would be rupees 62,500.